September 20th, 2007. Dear Diary. Today I woke up at 5 a.m. I checked the fridge for beer. There was none. For some reason, whenever I realize there's no beer left, I get the worst headaches every single time. I know the two situations are not connected, but it is an amazing coincidence that they occur within a minute of one another. It's like this pattern of, oh, no beer left? Oh, okay, whoa, stabbing pain, like someone is jamming a screwdriver into the back of my head. And, oh yeah, the quaking, that's the third thing. After the headaches start, my hands begin trembling, and I mean a lot. It's like when you see a wino begging for change and their hands are super shaky. Like the guys I told you about, Diary, outside the place where I sell blood. Like that. So there's this trifecta of unrelated situations that are constantly happening together. If I was a bit more simple-minded, I would probably think the ailments and the lack of beer were a single situation, manifesting itself in 3 different ways. But I'm not retarded. Let's get back to my story. So when the brain stabbing and the shakes started up, I made my way uneasily back to the spot where I lay every night, there in front of the cardboard boxes that serve as my computer desk. By the way, another example of my green initiative, using boxes as a table. Yeah, Mother Earth, you're welcome. So I got down shakily onto the floor and I laid down. Ah, the floor. The most comfortable place to sleep on Earth. Don't be fooled into thinking I sleep on the floor purely out of necessity. And before you say, oh, but Lorne, you have no furniture, of course you must sleep on the floor. Let me remind you, I have already mentioned that ecological cardboard box table. Yeah, you forgot all about that, didn't you? And the chair. That's right, I have a chair. In fact, if I wanted to, I could sleep in the chair. I have slept in the chair a number of times. So, the floor is not my only option for bedding down. Don't you feel foolish now? It's okay, Diary. I can't stay mad at you. I sort of consider you to be the best friend I have. Now shut up and listen. The floor, as I stated, is a marvel of engineering. The base is a lightweight concrete. Well, it's a composite actually. It includes gypsum and it's called gypcrete. Fact. So picture this, okay? Gypcrete base, then on top of that, carpet pad, that is layer 2. It's mostly flattened as the most recent renovation on the apartment was done sometime in the 80s. How many pets have whizzed on every square inch of this floor? Your guess is as good as mine. Judging by the stink that wafts up every time I plop down onto the carpet, I would venture to guess somewhere in the mid-hundreds, like 450, 475. Yeah, I know. You want to know how I could be so specific, right, Diary? How do I have so much knowledge about urine and carpet? Well, it's just a gift. Plus, as a man who wakes up in a pool of his own urine on the reg, usually after a night of binge drinking, I am what you would call an expert. Oh, what's that, Diary? Oh, a genius? Your words, Diary, not mine. So, we got the gypcrete, then a flattened piss-soaked padding. Then on top of that, there's a layer of carpet. That's the third layer of the 4. And the carpet serves as a sieve to the body fluid attacks that have occurred historically and that continue to occur to this day. As a result, the sour bouquet it offers does give off a milder hint of urine than the padding offers, but adds to that a mixture of equal parts body odor, city fill, and failure. So far, so good, right? I mean, that sounds like a damn fine bed already, I know. And if I was your average Toby Keith or Keith Urban or Urban Toby, Chase Atkins, I'd be satisfied with that setup because, let's face it, that's how the rich do it. But I have one more ingredient, if you will. Each night, when I have said goodbye to K-Dog, and she has had her alone time with Mr. Penis, I kneel down on the floor and I curl my hands into claws, and I reach as far as I can, and I rake in the shed hair from both bud and eye. After each pull, I rotate my body a few degrees and repeat the action until I have rotated 360 degrees, at which point I have quite the mound of hair circling me. The final step is the most important. I devote myself to creating a shallow basin of hair, thus creating a modern marvel of comfort, honestly. It's here that I lay down when I am tired, when I am sick, when I am jacking it. The Budlow sleep system, trademark, patent pending, is heavenly. I would even say transcendent, but I can't say that word, though I can inexplicably think it and write it. Don't be embarrassed, diary, if all this talk has you a bit confused. I don't expect you to know all kinds of betting stuff. Now, if the hair bowl is the fudge sundae, then my pillow is the icing on the cake. And it's not really a pillow, as most folks know them to be. Generally, when you say pillow, people will think of things such as comfortable or fluffy, cloud-like, well-rested, sleep-inducing. You get the point. My pillow, however, makes you say none of these things. It is much more utilitarian. I took 3 pairs of socks and I laid them side by side. 1, 2, 3, okay? On top of that, I set the Nashville telephone directory. Atop that, another layer of socks. You with me so far? Here's the best part. I wrapped it all with a pair of sweats and secured it with a couple strips of duct tape. Boom. Gee, Lorne, where's the utility features you speak of? Glad you asked, diary. Imagine this. Say there was an emergency. A hurricane, tornado, whatever. If we have to evacuate, all I have to remember is to grab my pillow. And I have everything that I need to get by for a while. Think about it. If I need pants, bam, sweatpants. In the event of flooding, oh no, my feet got wet. Whatever will I do? Oh, wait a minute. Hello. 6 pairs of socks in the pillow. Convenient. But the coup de grace, the phone book. While everyone else is scrambling to find out which liquor stores are open, I got the phone book right here, fellas. Flip to that page, Likor, whatever. Make a phone call or two, and there you go. People all around crying, oh, my baby, help me find my baby, or whatever. I'll be strutting down to the closest spirits distributor that hasn't been hit by looters. You see my vision? It's another one of my money-making inventions that I hang on to for that day when I decide I have reached all my goals as a country music artist. I see myself being known for many things, including my genius inventions, my philanthropy, and the way that I transform the face of country music, having pushed the boundaries as the maverick, little Chappie Redbone. So, now that we have set the stage, and I apologize if I sounded like I was bragging, let's get back to my story diary, okay? Try and stay focused. Okay, so I woke up, no beer, had the stabby pains and shivering, my body aching for the release that sweet beer can bring, and so I laid down. I woke up in the afternoon and sent Princess instructions on how to view me whenever she is home. I have not made it a demand yet. I trust she does not need to be told that if my cam is on, she needs to be in that chair, either chatting with me or waiting to chat with me. It's not that difficult to understand. I mean, after all, I'm at work easily 4 hours a night bringing home the bacon. I don't think it's too much to ask that she spend every moment at home viewing my cam. I just happen to believe strongly that a good relationship works on give and take. I plan to give her a lot and to take the one thing that she can never replace. After I sent the instructions, I blacked out. It was 10:30 p.m. before I came to, in front of my computer. My vision was blurry, but I knew she was there, viewing my cam. You see, I have adjusted the settings so that every time she comes online, the computer plays a simple recording of an air raid siren at a mere 135 decibels, and that repeats until I hit the spacebar. So I awoke to that, jumped up off the floor, and hit the spacebar. There's a second alarm which is even more important. To reflect the crucial nature, it is roughly twice as loud. Something akin to having two 357 revolvers, one on each side of your head, fired a centimeter from your ears. This alarm also repeats until I hit the spacebar. The purpose of this is to warn me anytime Kayla stops viewing my cam. I know it may seem too much, like I'm trying to control her, like I am trying to become the center of her world. That's right. That's what I'm doing, no doy. This is grooming 101, diary. Get your head in the game. I sure was happy to see my baby girl was online. We talked about my day and my thoughts and the different demands I had formulated for isolating her ultimately. Her mother kept doing something that was really getting under my skin. She was talking to Kayla. Like I'd be telling Kayla about my needs and her mother would interrupt. No, excuse me, or are you busy? So I'd be chatting with Kayla and she would go silent all of a sudden. The worst part is, because she would shut off the cam when her mother came in, that stupid Kayla cam alarm would start going off. By the end of the night, my ears were literally bleeding. I'm not a violent person, but I would kill to have Kayla's mother out of the equation. Just saying. I have begun my efforts to have Kayla add me on every known platform available on the internet. Yahoo, of course, and next MySpace and Hotmail. As far as I know, that's all there is on the internet, aside from the porno sites. I will stop at nothing to keep Kayla away from those horrible places online. My greatest fear is that her young mind, like a sponge it is, will learn that my mini bone is not average. If she sees more realistic images and befriends other Mr. Peni, I'll lose her. I gave KK my phone number tonight. I've already stockpiled the apartment with bottles of Jergens and boxes of tissue, a pallet of each actually from Costco, for that day when she finally calls me. Man, I am going to yank it off. I have this concern though. I'd like to share it with you, diary. You see, I'm beginning to think she may be what we used to call a window licker, if you know what I mean. In other words, she probably rides the short bus to school. The biggest reason I feel this way is her disregard for the sacred use of syllables. I mean, I am usually drunk off my ass, but I can still make a single syllable repeat over and over. But her, I'm lucky if I get one syllable out of her. You think I'm making this up? You think I'm exaggerating? Well, let me give you an example, okay? Here, this comes from an actual conversation. Well, okay, precious. I'll leave you some offlines tomorrow, okay? Okay. And you'll be able to turn my cam on when I'm not here, too, okay? Okay. Want your nightly look at it before bed? Okay. Is that good? Yeah. Delete your archives, precious. Oh. Okay. Can you see what I mean? I have to consider the very real possibility that this young girl is, well, mentally challenged. Oh boy. Oof. If that does turn out to be true, diary, I don't believe I'll be able to go through with my plan to meet her after grooming her for weeks. No way. If she has a diminished mental capacity, that would be so hot. I probably could not wait an hour to race down there and kidnap her, let alone a month. Anywho, the Louisville slugger is not going to choke up on itself. I will talk to you tomorrow, diary. Good night.